Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Searching for Scary. Today's topic is twist endings. So hopefully I can get you guys some new books, comics, movie that is going to give you a twist ending and definitely leave you with that creep factor. So let's jump right into it. First item today is the book, as always, and this one is The Missing. The book is not hard to find. You can find it on Amazon pretty easily. Usually about $8. To give you a quick synopsis of this. And I'm not really sure why this book doesn't get talked about more. The only thing I can think of is that it's sort of a slow burn, but once you realize what's going on, everything picks up really quickly, and it honestly kind of makes you want to reread the book. So, the quick version of this is that there is a woman noticing odd things in her city, and she really it doesn't put a lot of it together, and her family isn't really listening to her as they're telling, or as she's telling them about what's going on. So, for instance, there's like a bird, or actually several birds that die in their yard, right in front of their house, and then she finds out it's not just their house. The birds are actually dying all over her city. There's not like a lot of wildlife, and so even when she goes into the woods, there's like no noise. There's no deer. There's no like vermin running around. There's nothing, and so she's just slowly but surely realizing that there is something weird going on in her town, and she starts kind of realizing that people are missing. Several people are missing, and they've gone missing in relatively the same area, which is obviously within her town. Again, it's kind of a matter of putting this all together, and as the reader, or actually the writer, doesn't give us the answer ahead of time. So the first maybe like half or 3/4 of the book, even, you're gonna feel like it's kind of slow because there's nothing overtly happening. But get through it, push through. Once you realize what's happening, it's amazing, and the end is great. I reread this book maybe like 3 times just so I could get the ending again. It's great. I really have not seen anybody pull off a better ending than this book. But it's by Sarah Langan. Again, you can find it on Amazon. Probably your best bet, honestly, because I don't know too many bookstores that I found this in. So $8 or so on Amazon. I would go out and grab that as soon as you can. Next one is your comic. And I kind of copped out with this one, sort of. It's not just one comic, it's a series. So the Twilight Zone has from time to time put out comic books, and they usually put out like one run, which is about 10 to like 15 comics, and then they'll stop. And then it'll go away for years and years and years and come back arbitrarily, and it'll be another 10 to 15 comics. And so they've done that from time to time, even going back to like the 70s. The series that I'm talking about is the 2015 to 16 series. They're about $2 a piece. If you can buy them online pretty easily. If you're trying to get them like in your local comic shop, I don't think they're going to have it. But just buying it online again might be your best route to go. There's about, I believe, 10 issues in this one, and I want to just talk about one of them, and I'm going to give this one away. Not the first issue, not the cover you're seeing, so you can still go grab this one. Just to kind of give you a taste of what these comic books are about or how they work. There is an issue in which there is a comic book publisher that's going out of business, and a man approaches him and says, hey, he's going out of business because people think comics are too violent, and so he can't sell them. Parents aren't willing to buy it for their kids. So a man approaches him and says, hey, look, I will open a company where we critique comics and give you like a stamp of approval to say that it's okay for kids. And so once you have the stamp, and then we'll advertise it for you, you'll get your business back. So he agrees, and sure enough, they start selling. The publishing company, or it does well. The other company is like stamping it, and they're showing, yes, these are good for kids, and does great. So again, nothing really creepy. The end of that particular issue, though, the publisher goes into the other man's, place of business. They have this meeting, and he finds out that the guy that's been stamping these books is actually an alien. And the alien, and the reason he's doing this is that his stamps, they have like insignias in them. And so aliens from all around the world are picking up these comics and they're using those insignias to communicate, to form an attack. And I just thought that was a really cool twist ending, and it really just kind of comes out of nowhere. So you're reading like this great story of like this guy publishing, and then just boom, just like the last 2 pages totally flips everything on its head. It's awesome. True Twilight Zone traditional style. If you like the Twilight Zone like original show, black and white, Rod Sterling, not this new CBS stuff, the original, you will love this comic book. The series it is. They're all pretty good. I think there's like one that was a miss, and it's about like some 1950s superhero. You can skip that one. The rest are really good though. Next is your manga, and this is a little bit different too, so I apologize, it's not your traditional manga. This is on the Webtoon app, and so you can get that on your phone, or you can just go to it from a desktop, laptop. It's completely free, so that's good. And this one is called Distant Sky. And so this particular manga, the 2 main characters, and you'll see it right on the title screen, basically they're going to school one day, and they're talking about his plans about after school and whatnot, and a giant sinkhole opens, and it plummets the entire, like, half of the city in there, and it's huge, and they don't die. These 2 don't. A lot of the city does die, but once they are at the bottom and they're realizing, okay, we need to get out, they start making their way through, and they realize that this sinkhole is so large, it's so gigantic, that it's basically its own city. It's its own like zone, and because there's obviously no police officers or military or anything down there, people have the survivors have made their own little like tribes and bands. So as they're trying to get out of this sinkhole and find a way out and find a way to climb up, they're having to like get around these people that are trying to kill them, capture them. Not to mention that they had a zoo in their city, so the zoo animals, some of them are still alive. So there's like elephants and lions, these animals, huge snakes, stuff like that that's trying to kill them while they're trying to get their way out. And then once they get kind of into the series and you get more and more about the characters, you find out that even aside from the sinkhole, there were other things going on. There were other like government issues going on, and it gets kind of like a deeper, darker twist. So it's really good. I don't want to say that the ending is a complete twist, but everything, this is one of those, like most mangas, where you don't get the full story up front. So the more you read, the more the deeper it's going to get. So give it a look. It's free. Like I said, it's on Webtoon. If you don't have Webtoon, I'd suggest getting it right away, especially if you like anything scary, or even if you just like comics or mangas, because they're pretty much all free on there, or they are all free on there. They are different because each publisher, each title has its own creator. So some will write in the form of like manga, like this one, and other ones will write in the form of traditional like cartoons, or like comic books. So check it out. It's definitely worth your time. Lastly is a movie for the week, and this is 1BR. 1BR, first of all, is free with Netflix. So as long as you have a Netflix subscription, and who doesn't at this point, you can watch this movie. It is really, really underrated and overlooked. So 1BR, if you've seen The Invitation, and you kind of know how that has a twist ending, this is sort of along those lines, except the entire movie is scary. It's not just like the last 5 minutes of the movie. So basically, this lady moves into a new place. She has no friends, no family there, and she gets a job. She's trying to find an apartment, and she finds one. When she finally checks into this place, or when she finally moves in, she realizes that the people around her are very odd. Some of them are really nice, but like too nice. Some of them are a little too friendly, and they're like making themselves at home in her apartment. It's really weird. Don't want to give away too much, because you find what the twist is like 20 minutes into the movie. I will say the initial twist is going to start kind of the horror part off, and then it gets pretty creepy, and it is a horror movie, so it gets scary pretty quickly. But the last 5 minutes of the movie presents an entirely different twist. So, like I said, the entire movie's good. It's not a slow burn because you're not just sitting there the entire movie waiting for this twist. But the last 5 minutes will be a twist ending. So just give it a watch, especially if you have Netflix weekend tonight. Give it a watch. But that's going to wrap it up for this week. So hopefully you guys have something new to watch or read. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to talk about in the comments below. But like and subscribe, and appreciate it as always.